Well, hello everyone, and welcome to Hogarth's Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. The two are interchangeable. And welcome to another installment of HoGaLe's. And you will see, accompanying Lena and I, we have a very special guest and fellow author. Yeah, this way, yeah, this way. Linda G. Comanche Psychic, welcome so much. How have you been? You were just mentioning something.
Yeah,
do you want to repeat what happened?
Let me turn this phone off. A lot of you guys know that I had a very bad nosebleed last Saturday. I went to King Kong, and all of a sudden on the right nostril, I bled like a stuck pig. My son took me to the hospital. My blood pressure was through the roof, but they sent me home and gave me a packet of what you do. This morning, minding my own beeswax, boom, it starts again.
No!
1 week exactly. And so it was so bad. I mean, I couldn't open the packet that they gave me to help. I'm trying to get my son to help me, and he's like totally confused. I finally called 911 because I needed some menses to help me out. So they took me to the hospital, and this time I got a doctor that really looked in my nose. She said, "You have a little cut there."
Oh.
So who knows how that happened? It wasn't because I don't.
What are you up to, Linda?
I don't stick my nose up, my finger up my nose. But she said, "You have a little cut there. I'm going to cauterize it."
Ouch!
And it stings a little bit, but it wasn't that bad.
Okay.
Now I've got to put antibiotic ointment in it, but hopefully that takes care of it.
Yeah.
This time my blood pressure wasn't as bad.
Yeah,
140 over 80 or something. That's not bad.
No.
But I thought, I'll be honest with you. When I was in the ambulance, I'm thinking, do I got to get a hold of those guys and tell them I can't make it? Do I have a person? But I'm doing good.
Well, thanks so much for joining us. Much appreciated. The show is here, folks. So you've got your questions. Intriguing questions, ladies. Before we begin, though, Lena, how has your week been? And of course, it's very early for you, Sunday morning. Thanks so much for joining.
Oh, yes, it's dawn for me, 9 o'clock on a Sunday morning. But no, it's been great, and I'm just getting ready for the trip. So I'm excited about going to Latin America again.
Ooh.
So that's me.
Is that Argentina when you say Latin America, or is it?
Yeah, and Brazil. Hopefully there's a bit of a mission. I've never been to Brazil. I've always wanted to go.
Oh, fabulous.
I heard the food in Brazil is really good.
Oh, yes, delicious. It's delicious. And before we start as well, there's already 1,003, almost 1,004. Oh, actually, it's actually gone over to 1,400 and something, a loose change. I want to say a big thank you as well to everyone that has been buying the book so far. Yes, it is still number one in happiness, number 1 or 2. Whether it went straight there. And the print copies will be out soon, folks. I know a lot of you are waiting for those prints, so we're going to have paperback and hardback. Could be as early as tomorrow. Probably will be early next week. And Linda, I want to say thank you as well for giving us a credit in your book as well. Much appreciated.
Thank you so much.
I started reading it. I bought it as well. I bought it. So interesting. Love your style. It sounds just like you.
We had a hell of a time with the audio. I did the audio almost 2 months ago. But Tana had a hell of a time. We had to hire a professional. So that is supposed to be out this coming week.
Wow. So. I haven't got the book yet, Linda. I'm hanging for it.
Okay,
so
well, listen, do I have your address or did
I'll resend.
Resend, because I sent a copy, I believe, to David Jones.
But also it could be lost in the mail, so I don't want you to waste a copy. Not lost. It takes so long. I'm at the arse end.
Do you prefer audio?
No.
Okay.
I love a book.
Yeah, plus you want to see the
yeah, I want to see that and the pictures. But everyone's raving about it.
Days. Yeah.
Everyone's raving about it. And Hogarth, congratulations on yours.
Congratulations.
It's awesome.
I'm going to get, no, yours isn't going to be out on audio?
I will consider it. I think I might do an audio version, because I think that will I think people will enjoy that. That would be something. And people say they quite like hearing my voice and stuff. So yeah, I would say thank you. I would say yes. So after the print copies are out and the hard copies are out, then I think I'll go for
I want the hard copy.
Oh, thank you. And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone as well for like making the book a big success already. And I know even more want to actually buy it, and the reviews are starting to come in, but it's such early days.
Can I get it on Amazon?
Sorry?
Can I get it on Amazon?
Yes, so you can it's on Amazon, it's on Kindle, so you can get on Kindle now, and literally the print and the hard copy will either be tomorrow or early next week, and it's at #1 in happiness, and it's in the top 10 in spirituality and stuff. I was rubbing shoulders with Eckhart Tolle until he's just overtaken me a little bit, but we were at 8 and 9 together.
The same thing, new releases in it was metaphysical. I was #1 for a while, and I was right against Deepak Chopra.
Oh,
but time has gone on, and you slowly start going.
Yeah, that's what happens. Look at that, with it up in there in the mix, lady, up in there in the mix.
Sensational, guys.
Yeah,
thank you so much. So, ladies, are you ready to begin the show?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So, question #1. Just to give you guys an overview, particularly as people are joining in now, I like to give people a little flavor of what they can expect. So as you know, we go around in our esoteric aeroplane. The first place we're going to is India. Then we're going to be talking about the oceans. And then we're going to be talking a bit about Magas, Pecker and Trump, Kristi, and if we've got a little bit of time, Ginni Thomas. Remember her?
Oh, dear. The cards might explode.
I'm dying to hear what you guys say. And let's also make blessings to everybody in the United States involved in these tornadoes. They are going like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
What you're having
Texas and Oklahoma's getting hit now. And there's like seven tornadoes. There was a huge one hit in Nebraska. And China's going through tornadoes.
Oh, how weird.
Extreme weather, yeah. Particularly when it comes to the oceans as well. I'll reiterate, because some of the predictions I made last year now starting to come true. Wow. Yes. Okay.
We had where I grew up, we call them cyclones. We call hurricanes cyclones. So every year there'd be cyclones, and typical Australian preparation for a cyclone in the 50s was you just buy a big box of beer. Okay.
You know, the Australians. Yeah.
A couple in Nebraska, they said they've lived there 26 years and they have never gone through a tornado. Their house was destroyed.
It's
dreadful.
So let's get down and dirty.
Yeah, let's see how it goes. Right, shall we begin? Yeah?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
All right. So first one we're going to India. We're going to India on this one. And this is coming from Runa Mukherjee. So please look at the state of affairs in India post the general elections concluding in May. So just to give a little overview, you've heard me say it before, guys, but 49% of the total global population of planet Earth will be voting this year. Yeah, this year. So it's a big deal.
Weird,
and obviously, technically, India is the biggest democracy on Earth. At the moment, the current prime minister, I think they say prime minister is, even though it's like president, is Modi. And I can't remember who his opposition is, but it's a big deal. And they're wondering if the more kind of Modi, from what I understand, is a bit more conservative, represents a bit more of the conservative, more Trump-like energy. I can't remember who his opposition is, but that's kind of what's at stake, just to get a bit of context. So
when is it supposed to happen? When are they voting?
It's May. Well, they conclude in May, but because India is so big, you can imagine what 1.5 billion now. It does take a few months for everything to kind of conclude. But I'll just read the thing again. So Runa Mukherjee says, please look at the state of affairs of India post the general elections concluding in May 2024.
Right.
I have to ask, were people shocked that Modi won? Were they a little bit, or were people upset when he was in office?
He's the incumbent, so he's been in power for quite a while.
Oh, okay.
So, India post elections. Yeah, post elections.
All right, I can go if you want, Hoagie.
Go for it, Lena.
I get the King of Cups to kick off here. And I'm assuming that's Modi. Right. And now the King of Cups, it's also my Biden card in another context. It's a man who understands emotions. In the Biden case, you know, he does get human emotions. With Modi, I think it's more deliberate manipulation of emotion. He's underlined, look, money, lots of money. On the one hand, he has brought millions of people out of poverty and, you know, the economy is doing very well. But it's a time, a watershed time for India with this Wheel of Fortune. There's also the Justice card. So there might be some argy-bargy, as we say in Australia, about the actual results in certain provinces or something. He also gets the King of Pentacles here, which is about money and values. He's Hindu, and so I know there's a lot of criticism in India if you're Sikh or you're Muslim in India, it's a different planet. So he's all for Hindu nationalism. So I think this is the raised sword. It's my way or the highway. But having said that, he will get the numbers. But I'm not seeing conflict afterwards. There might be some, but I'm not seeing devastating conflict.
Yeah, I'm not seeing devastation either.
Yeah.
Linda, what's your hit? What do you get?
Well, I think this Modi is going to win again.
Yeah, by a landslide.
Status quo. There's a little bit of uneasiness or obsession or depression. And his health might not be that good. There's a lot of things hitting him at once. But look, they're toasting the cups towards him. They want the status quo because of money.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, short and sweet, Linda. You just straight
to the point.
I'm dying to know what Hogarth said.
Well, here with my cards, look at that. I get the King of Pentacles as well. So, of course, when the card is the right way up, this is talking about usually a man, but doesn't always have to be male, but who has a legacy, wealth, security, is an institution, stability, etc., stuff like that. However, when the card is reversed, it is famous for corruption. Yeah, I mean, what's remarkable is just the other day I turned all my cards all the right way round, and as you know, folks, you shuffle and then you get a reversal. So that's what they're talking about. So, of course, Modi wishes to maintain the status quo. He will probably succeed at maintaining the status quo, but it's not going to be 100% legit. I think it's fair enough to say that. There could be some backhanders, some stuffed envelopes and stuff like that.
I was going a little Putin on that for some reason.
Yeah, there's something going on there. Yeah.
Interesting.
Something going on there. Otherwise, it would have just come the right way up, you know, because I turned all the cards the right way around. If we look here in the obstacle position, we have the 5 of Wands and quote Lena's phrase, yes, argy-bargy. as we see this, this is a very good analogy for politics, because you'll notice the 5 people here, they're all wearing different tunics. And this shows internal conflict, arguments. There's not an agreement. So I think there will, there could potentially be a little bit of violence, but I think this is more talking about political discord. With accusations already that Modi has been kind of either bribing or intimidating, or, so we could have a bit of this kind of stuff going on. So it's not necessarily going to be a fair fight, particularly as this turns up in the obstacle position. However, Modi is a survivor. Here we are, 9 of Wands. Yeah, he is a survivor. Like these political kind of characters, they could sell lives to cats. Yeah, right. That's how devious they are. They've got so many tricks up their sleeves. So here's Modi here using embattled. It might be a bit closer than he wants. Well, we'll have to see. It could be a landslide. But either way, he has battled to get here and stay there. Yeah. If we look here as well, we have the Fool. Now, we know Modi's not a foolish man. He's actually really quite an intelligent person. But this is also as well about the leap of faith. This is also having a sense that the universe has got your back. So in a way, it's almost like the way I look at this is that he's tried very, very hard to make it look easy. Yeah. He wants to make it look easy, but really he's been sweating. He's been I've been hearing he's been locking up political opponents as well, because this could also talk about prison and stuff.
That's the flare I was getting.
But on the surface, he wants to make it look like, I've just fallen into this. It's my birthright. And then if we look here, the outcome card, the 3 of Wands, which is a very entrepreneurial card. And again, is talking a lot about waiting for the ships to come in, but this is also a global view as well. So Modi, for his premiership, he's not just looking at India, it's also the impact and influence he wishes to make on the world. Anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
No.
When do you thank the people? Well, I'd like to thank Lupe for her donation, very generous.
Yeah.
To Mark. Hey, Mark.
I'll see if I can touch on.
And Mara.
Don't fiddle, Hoagie. Don't fiddle.
Yeah, you're right.
Don't fiddle. Mark,
you're right. I shouldn't fiddle because.
Don't fiddle.
But I want to thank Mark for his donation and Lupe. Oh my God, $99. My God, that's very generous. Actually, let me see if I can click on that. Hopefully, that's not gonna mess things up too much. Oh, you know what? It didn't work. Never mind. All right. Are we ready for the next question, ladies?
Yeah.
Oh, Lady G's here. Hi, Lady G. I'm glad
bless.
Bless you. And of course, get well soon. And congratulations on getting the little doggy back. Yes, getting Lily.
It's like that old saying, and then the dog died. It's like she has nothing but troubles, and then the dog disappeared. It was like, what?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So get well soon, Ganga, and don't worry, your seat is safe. We're just having some people keep it warm for you for now. Yeah.
My rear, it's going to be plenty warm.
All right. So this question, before we get on to some of the Magas, Pekka Trump, Kristi, and Ginni Thomas, this is a bit oceanic now. Guys, you will know I've been making this prediction ad nauseum for ages. And I said when Neptune moved into sidereal Pisces on the 22nd of February 2023, of course, in Western tropical astrology, it's further ahead. So Andre would say that Neptune is about to go into Aries. But as you know, I do the Indian astrology, which is sidereal. So I said we're going to be dealing a lot with, there's going to be lots of stories about water, and things to do with storms as well, because as things hot up, the air can hold more moisture, and that causes more wind, storms, etc. Now, when Neptune moved in, do you remember there was that giant seaweed mass blob?
Yes.
That was making its way to Florida. Remember, that was a big story.
Yes.
And there's been many floodings since. There was the massive floods in Dubai. I'm told some of the streets are still underwater because they don't have any drainage. Russia and Kazakhstan had gigantic floods. It didn't make the American news, I don't think, but it was massive. The bag part of the Urals and all of this kind of stuff. So this is coming from Tricia Gallagher. So she says, hello, Hogarth and ladies. Can you please see what is happening in the ocean near South Africa? TikTok had people reporting an anomaly in the ocean. So something weird going on in the ocean. It was said to be a glitch in the system. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but people now believe some sort of magnetic disturbance is going on, or some kind of hidden exploration in the ocean. So let's read on that.
Let's have a look.
That's ET, you guys. Whether you believe it or not, that's ET.
Oh, you're getting that hit already, Linda. Wow.
I feel ET, and I feel we are past due for a total shift of the Earth for the polar. But for some reason, why the energy, the ET energy is trying to save us somewhat. And they're manipulating something to help us so we don't have as drastic of a turn like we should have.
Wow.
That's what I got. Like they won't allow nuclear, and they're kind of trying to save humanity. Because with a shift like that, it could wipe a lot of people out.
Oh, yeah, we'll be gone.
That's what I got as soon as you said that.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you, Buddha Lion.
The oceans.
So I know what it is, but you guys say your part.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see what we get.
Well, I get the moon, which is all the secrecy around this stuff, right? Looking at that. The old Five of Swords. In this context, I think it's what we've been doing to the earth to effectively destabilize it with that. We've been ruthless. This is the card of ruthlessness. And it's prophets, and Gaia, the earth, has really just about had enough of this bad behavior. We will be impacted, but going with Linda, I love that idea that they're doing their best to save us.
Right.
And so not to feel defeated by this, people are speaking out, and I think not just about this bit of ocean, but what is going on. And magic, we need some magic on two levels. One, to keep our heads above water, literally. And the other is we have a responsibility to at least get out of nature's way.
Yes.
To restore and balance, so that it will seem like an almost magical reprieve, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't fight for climate justice. But this is powerful.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So Linda, you gave your impressions. Should I then read my cards? Yeah.
Yes, you read your.
All right, just check.
I can only tell you what I heard.
Yeah, love it.
Yeah, no, that's brilliant. Absolutely.
But back in my predictions too, I saw a lot of water, a lot of storms, the tornadoes. I saw tornadoes, I saw flooding. And like you said, it's happening more than just here. It's happening in Russia and China and
everywhere.
The shift is happening because people are seeing things they never saw before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Plus a lot of UFO visions too. People are seeing UFOs. So. Yeah, what do you see, Hogarth?
So with the cards, that I've got here, very interesting. Actually, it seems to have come from a slightly different angle. So if we look here, we've got the Knight of Pentacles, and the Knight of Pentacles is, sort of one of the slowest moving cards in the deck. It also deals with money, values, and stuff, but it can also deal with slow walking stuff. And I cannot help but feel that this is the old money, slow walking, everything to do with improving the situation with climate change and stuff like that. I mean, how much more can this be screamed from the rooftops? I mean, there are some people, to be fair, to maybe play devil's advocate, who they believe that climate change isn't real. Yeah, that's their opinion. However, All we have to do is just look at our own lives. Yeah?
Yes. Yes.
All we have to do is look at our own lives. And I can tell you this, I'm getting on a little bit. I may look younger than I appear, but in London, it doesn't snow anymore.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, we used to get snow. It's gone years now. I think it's been decades since we've had a white Christmas, to be honest. When you go north of Birmingham, yes, you get some snow and stuff. But the point is we know about this, and it's almost like the slow walking either the money for investments into new technology. But I will add, China has just started to really do a big boom on the e-vehicles. And they're saying actually that Europe and actually some parts of America are a little bit upset, because they feel like they're making it too cheap. But so there are things. But anyway, slow walking. But now look, here we are. We have the Seven of Wands here. Look, we're fighting on the hill here because the battle is now. It really is. I mean, you were just mentioning at the top of the show, we've got tornadoes ripping through all sorts of places, weird things going on with the oceans, climate change. Last couple of years ago here in the UK, it was burning up. This year, tepid, rubbish, feeble. Anyway, if we look here we've got the Five of Cups here, just double checking. Disappointment, over the lack of progress made so far. Seven of Pentacles, the card I refer to as ROI, return on investment. What we are now reaping, what we've been sowing.
Yes.
Natural karma. And then look at the outcome card. Oh dear. The devil. The devil. Yeah.
Whoops.
So whatever's going
we were just
on.
thinking of ourselves. We weren't thinking of the whole picture.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah, because this is absolutely. Because this could be the selfish investment. Yeah, where those that don't want things to change. So we're in this tectonic battle where the spirituality is changing. Humanity wants to advance, but there are still dark forces at play. But then the ETs will also be making their contribution as well. Anything to add to that, ladies?
Well, I wanted to ask you, when was the last time you had snow in London?
In terms of proper snow, we had this thing called Beast from the East, which was epic, which was about 4 years ago. And that was a time period where it basically didn't stop snowing. But the time before that, it was probably another 5 or 6 years. And it just goes, we might get a burst of snow and it goes longer and longer without. And each winter just gets a little bit warmer, a little bit less cold. Nothing spectacular, but when I was a kid, the windows used to frost up. Yeah. Like we used to call them doilies because the icicles would form flower patterns inside. My house was a bit drafty when I was growing up. There wasn't that much. There wasn't central heating around, but that just could never happen now. Not here anyway.
Well, Bridget Jones, my favorite show, Bridget Jones, that very ending, it was snowing out there. When you said snow in London, I was like, oh yeah, Bridget Jones had snow when she did the movie. So thank you, Swami Mommy.
But I also think we've got to rethink where we get our energy, because we're all such energy pigs. And fracking is disastrous because it impacts on the water table. So then it ripples out as cracks, for thousands of miles. We talk about gas being clean energy. No, it's not clean energy. So we've got this sort of fake technology going on,
Yeah.
And that bothers me a lot. Apart from what's done on Indian land to get the gas. We won't go there, Linda. We haven't got enough time.
Well, Oklahoma is just having little earthquakes all the time because of the fracking.
Because of fracking.
Wow. Yes. Wow. My goodness. Are we ready for the next question?
Yes, please.
All right. So next question coming up, and we have 3,147 of you in the house so far. So that's incredible. Thank you, guys. But such is the pull of Linda.
She's a magnet.
We get great audiences. Are you sure, Linda, that you just didn't drop your book in South Africa, and that's caused this magnetic pole shift down there.
Causing ripples around the world.
It's just so cool. The people that follow us, they are just, they want this information. They want to know. And you guys have been very accurate in your, and that's all they need. They just need to know, you know, the direction, and we seem to satisfy their thirst.
Yes. And I think things are so stressful for people day to day. To get an overview of things really helps.
Removed, something,
And a lot of people have told me, Linda, I don't watch the news. I just wait for your show to come on and you let us know.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everyone, for all the support.
Thank you, guys.
Also,
you guys are beautiful.
Happy Sunday as well to everyone who is joining us on a Sunday, normally with a coffee and all of that kind of stuff. Yeah, Lena's going to need her coffee after this. All right, so question number 3. Now we're going to get into a bit of Maga action here. So brace yourselves, folks, brace yourselves.
Okay.
So this is coming from Denise Ferguson, and she asks, many of the Magas have changed their Twitter profile or X profile to read, Trump is not Maga. This is the first I'm hearing this. My take on this is that Maga is a movement beyond Trump. If Trump goes away, will Americans have a break from all the right-wing craziness? We're exhausted, she says.
Okay, well, I've been saying that I'm not on my own with this, but if Trump dropped dead tomorrow, America is still left with Trumpism.
Yes.
Right? That's the issue confronting the nation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he's changed the weather, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Okay.
Oh, he's going down. And I told everybody, RFK is not taking votes away from Biden. He's taking them away from Trump. Now Trump's talking trash about Kennedy. Oh, he's a Democratic hoax. He's this, he's that. Because now he's realizing he's taking his votes.
So basically, it's the future of MAGA, isn't it? You know?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, future of MAGA.
Okay.
Which is an interesting question in of itself.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh. He's not a very good man.
Interesting. Okay, who's ready to go first on this one?
Are you ready, Linda? Because I've got to think.
Yet.
Oh, should I go then?
Yes. Go then, Hogarth.
Scandal. Don't write to complain. Some people get very upset, you know,
if we change the order for a second.
Are you serious?
Yeah, we've had complaints in the past. People cussing me out and all that. A while ago now. I think they've moved on. Those turnip.
The only time I get upset about a line or whose turn is if we're at a lunch counter. That's the only time I get upset.
Oh, bless you. So here we are. So we have, look, the Knight of Cups, the false knight. So we all know this one, don't we, ladies and gentlemen? When we're reading normal people's charts, this can actually be quite a relatively pleasant card. But when we're talking about politics, it's the false message. How appropriate, isn't it, for the Maga lot? So as you can see, Spirit is tuning in loud and clear. So maybe even now the Maga type people are questioning the message, or maybe now they are changing the narrative independent of Crispy Duck L'Orange. Yeah, they're looking and they're saying, maybe the writing's on the wall. Maybe we need to take out our message into our own hands. So here we are. So in a way, it doesn't really bode very well for Trump, does it? Because there's one thing he's been good at is controlling the message. You know, controlling to an extent the wildfire. Maybe they're getting bored, or maybe they just see, it's not working out. We look here, we get in the obstacle position, we get the victory card. So don't worry, people probably clutching their pearls. The second card is often viewed as the obstacle position. So it's actually like this. So it means the opposite of victory. So what I think it is, the Maga crowd are wanting to change their message because they sense that maybe they're losing their kind of grip, or could it be Magas are moving off somewhere else? Is someone maybe stealing Duck Larange's thunder? Ooh. Now, if we look here, I've got 2 reversals that turned up. Now, remember I said I turned all the cards the right way round, folks. And I've got another 2 reversals that have come up. Here, whenever I'm talking about Crispy Duck Larange, I often get the star card. Yeah? Now, as you guys know, I do read the cards a little bit differently. And for me, normally the star card is a fabulous card. But when we're talking about politics, I do see this card as the narcissist. Yeah, particularly when it's reversed.
Because it's all about me.
So this is talking about, of course, Duck Larange. Whenever I'm talking about him, it's either the King of Pentacles, or the Star card. So here we see it's reversed. So in a way, it's almost like it's like the sun is setting on him. And I think the MAGA people realize something's not up. They're not so sure about their guy anymore. This to me also says that maybe his fortunes are reversing a bit. Even for Duck Larange, there's only so much a person can take. When we look here, we get the Page of Pentacles in reverse. Pages are all about messages. This is reverse also, unpleasant messages, coming from the base, particularly when it comes to maybe fundraising. I don't think they're giving him as much money anymore.
Oh, he's not getting as much money.
He's not getting as much, is he?
I picked that up the other day. I just flashed. Oh my God,
I've got it here too.
I think they're kind of getting a bit tired with him. I think they're getting a bit, because it's reversed. They're tired of the narcissistic. They know they want someone that can win. And they understand if you're in jail, probably not so good. But look, the future for Maga, bit dicey, yeah?
They did it to themselves, though.
Yes.
Self-affliction.
Yes.
Self-inflicted. They've tied themselves up in knots. They've gone so cray-cray that they don't know how to find their way back to the mainstream. And they're just only realizing now, like months out from election, maybe we need to be a little bit less crazy. Bit too late now, yeah? So there you are. Who's ready to go next?
All right, well, I go now, Ho?
Yeah.
Okay, the Lover's card. It was a love affair. Don't worry about the naughty bits, Hoagie. We've covered them literally with a fig leaf. Okay. So it was a love affair with this man, right? Oh, no. Here he is as the emperor in their world, right? But here you go. Now they feel ripped off and he's been bleeding them dry. And what is their return? Someone snoring and farting in a courtroom. This is not high-powered glamour, right? This is not Mr. Universe stuff. This is really quite shattering for them, right? And out come 2 aces. So with the Ace of Cups, it can be joy and lots of emotion, or it can be a lot of tears, Yeah. And they've got to work out how to go forward from here.
And then he has his daughter-in-law with 83 states in the United States?
I didn't stop. So let's give her a senior government position.
Did she actually say that?
Yes. Yeah.
We're going to go around to all 83 states in the United States.
Yeah, you don't want to miss out on that other 30-something states.
Wow. Extraordinary.
So is it my turn now?
Yes.
Yep.
A lot of nonsense, a lot of battling. Inside battling is really ramping up right now, covered by the demon.
Yeah.
So, and the Saturn. So this is they burnt themselves up. That's what they've done.
Yeah.
And they've got the 10 of Swords on the top of them. So one thing, there's more stuff to come. Listen, he's not going to get immunity. Although I saw this funny thing I posted on my YouTube. An AI of Joe Biden said, well, Supreme Court decided that the president gets immunity. So guess what, folks? I've locked him up. You'll never see him again. So a lot of battling, a lot of hope within the organization, people trying to turn it around. There's some good Republicans out there. I've said this years ago when I first started. I said the Republicans will change their whole format. They might even be better than Democrats in 5-6 years' time. But right now they're falling apart.
Yeah.
But you know what? Here's your key, you guys. He asks for crowds and he gets minions.
Yeah.
He's asking for people to come and fight for him and they don't show up.
They don't show up.
And then he just wants money. Just give me money, whatever you can do.
I'm so rich. Give me money.
Yeah. And on the fence, everybody's like, eh. And here's everyone walking away from the whole MAGA thing.
Wow.
Even the Republicans in the House are saying Marjorie Taylor Greene is a worthless nobody. They're saying she's a Russian, patriarch, and they really don't want her around. So this is changing, you guys.
Wow. So it seems like they're turning on Moscow Marjorie. I mean, it's taken them a little while to work out where her true allegiance lies. I mean, for me, it's been so obvious for years. If she opened up a vein, it wouldn't surprise me if neat vodka just came out. I mean, it's just ridiculous, isn't it? There's things she's been saying. So many of them have been saying, which has been literally verbatim propaganda from the Russian state. Now, for me, look, I've visited Russia. I don't have anything against Russia at all. Of course, Putin is going to do his machinations because it's Putin, and this is a big battle, isn't it, for the power on the world stage? This is to be expected. But to have American politicians behave in this way, I just find extraordinary.
It awful? Mm-hmm. It was amazing. And he was sitting so smug thinking, yeah, I got them in my pocket. He was shocked when they turned around and gave the money to Ukraine. Shocked.
Yeah.
And now his only hope is that Trump goes in again. But being that Biden is ahead of the United States, the Secret Service, and they're watching this like crazy. So he can't go in there like he did before and turn it around. All he can do is give fake news, and people are onto him now.
Fascinating. All right, so this is a question. Now, this is a little bit esoteric again, guys, but it was just so intriguing. So it's a little bit X-Files today. So this is coming from Andrea Gomez. Thanks so much, Andrea, for your question. She says, thank you, Hogarth, Lena, and Linda G. Was there divine intervention by the galactics when Big Ben stopped at 9 a.m. on April 24th, 2024? I'm only just learning about this. Was that to prevent something from happening in London that could have affected the world as well? As a result of Big Ben stopping at 9 a.m., did this result in a glitch in time, maybe a new timeline or something like that? But then there were two responses. So Nicola responded and said it was at the same time as the 5 horses were spooked and ran loose through the city. It seems like that was an energy spike. So did you know about that?
There was energy spike. Yes.
Yeah. And then someone else.
Exactly my take on it too. It was just
wow. And then someone else commented on that question, and this is Linda Ajo. It said that an airport in Denver, Boulder Airport, took down some dark artwork, and that the horses were spooked by builders dropping large boulders. Is there some kind of symbolism that that towers are falling? Isn't that an interesting question? So shall we just read on the energy?
Yeah,
well, I definitely don't have to read on it. I'd just like to talk about it for a minute.
Yeah, let's talk about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with Linda. Just shifting energy things that just trigger other things, going this way. If you
guys watch that guy on YouTube, we had some horrible solar flares. In fact, that night that it happened, was when all the 911s went out through several states. That wasn't Russia, that was solar flares. And I'm wondering if it hit, I'll have to look when some big ones, there was a double solar flare coming off the sun that hit us really hard. And a lot of stuff happened.
Yeah. And everyone's internet as well. All the YouTubers, at least it's not just me, but I know many of us have been struggling with because solar flares can affect the technology, energy surges, stuff like that. I find there are certain times of day now where my computer's fine, and then when it comes to a certain time of day, it just goes.
Yeah, I can't get phone calls anymore. It'll go straight to voicemail on my AT&T. I only get one bar, and I used to get all the bars. I don't know they have checked it and double checked it.
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird.
Fascinating. Okay.
Thank you, Julianne.
Oh, thank you. Yes, so many donations coming in as well. And they'll be shared with the ladies as well. Make sure, please, Linda, please accept the donation this time. I think we did the show together, but I mean, it was only like $6 once we'd actually split it. So she was just like,
you don't have to split it with me, for real. Give it to food or whatever. Ernie's mom. Thank you, Ernie's mom.
Thank you. So
just
sweet.
You and Lena take it because I got enough money.
Oh. Well, you got a best-selling book, haven't you?
Hey, listen, you'd be surprised how much money you make off the book too. I was very surprised.
I've not looked at anything. I've just been like, oh my God.
It's exciting. Thank you, Wendy.
All right, so let's talk about the next question in. Now, this is a complete cold read for me. I've got no clue about this person. So this is coming from Nicola. It says Trump VP, so Vice President contender Kristi Noem defends killing her dog.
Because she couldn't train it right, so she took it out to the pet and shot it.
No. And it says there, seriously, question marks. She wrote this in her book. Whilst many won't support the orange, will others be deterred by this callous behavior? Shall we read on that, and shall we person as well?
Yes.
I think it ruined her. I think it ruined her. Too. There's so many dog lovers, even MAGA people.
Of course,
believe what she did.
Of course, and the Yeti doesn't like dogs, and she kills puppies. What a team!
Oh my goodness!
Oh, she tried to. Well, I live on a farm. That's how we live on farms. We had to put down 2 of our lovely horses we've had for 25 years just the other day. And I wrote her, I said, at least they had 25 years. This poor baby had 14 months. You couldn't give it to a home?
Yeah. So it was actually a puppy. It actually was a puppy.
She shot it.
And she had it in an electric collar and still couldn't control it. How irky pert.
She should be arrested. That's animal cruelty.
That's animal cruelty.
Yeah, in the UK, she would actually face criminal charges in the UK.
I know the UK doesn't even allow pit bulls unless they're on farms.
Yeah. We got quite strict laws, but she would actually face jail time for that. Yeah. Wow. Wow. And at the moment, there is 3,913 of you joining us here live. Thank you so much, everyone. Big love.
If I'd known everybody was coming, I'd have spruced up.
And I would have got out of my jammies.
Lena, when your nose is bleeding, and I mean, it was stuff big. And
thank you so much.
Cute fireman's has come in. And so I'm worried about holding my stomach in and not passing gas and not blowing out my nose at the same time.
Let's see about this Kristi. First, I've heard of her, and she sounds terrible.
Well, all the tribal members don't want her on their piece of the land where she's at. What is she? Where is she at? Nebraska?
Dakota, maybe?
Is it Dakota? It's Dakota. She's not allowed. It's where the big faces are. Trump wanted her to have his face put on the monument. And he thought, I think that's why he was dancing with her, because he was thinking, I'll get her to put my face on there.
Oh,
wow. Who's ready to go first?
I can go if you want.
Go for it.
So he always comes up for me as the emperor, you know.
Yeah.
Stone throne, you know, heartless, stone throne. She's the perfect companion. She magnifies everything that's cold about him.
Yes.
Right? You know. He may or may not go with her at this point, with this Two of Swords. But nostalgia, people do not like this at all. You know, this is doing nothing for their position. And fool's gold, he'd be mad to go with her. So let's hope he does.
Oh, he will.
Gold.
Yeah.
Wow.
He thinks
Linda,
he'd get the women's vote or whatever.
He wanted something out of her. Like I said, it might have been having his picture on that. I'm going to tell you right now, based on my cards, it was a fool's wish. He acted like he wanted her, but he's playing her. I'm telling you right now. Yeah. He doesn't really want anybody that has any brains, which he does have some brains, because he needs to rule. I still stick with Ben Carson as his pick. I've often thought Ben Carson, because Ben Carson's flatline, and he can tell him whatever he needs for him to do. But now it's really put him in a bad position. He's telling her he's sorry, but, and this is him. He thinks he's king for a day. So look at him walking off the battlefield. Oops, sorry. And her world card is reversed, which means she's going to go nowhere. Yeah. It's like Sarah Huckabee. She's getting ready to go down too.
Yeah. Okay. And I think you're probably right about Ben Carson, because he's a black Mike Pence, cardboard cutout of a man.
He said he picked Ben Carson back when he first ran. And everybody was like, but don't you guys remember he said on some show, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I already got my pick. It's Ben Carson. Then all of a sudden he acted like he was going to pick somebody, probably to get money.
Yeah.
But I'll bet you it's Ben Carson.
Wow. Wow.
You heard it here first, guys.
Fascinating. Well, I've got interesting cards about this woman. Now, of course, this is a cold read. I've not literally not
She's a very pretty woman, but she's got a nasty heart.
Yeah. Well, I've heard of her since literally The Question, and then we'll see what Shakespeare thinks as well. We'll see if we can squeeze in a bit of Ginni Thomas, because we've not spoken about her for a while. So here we are. We've got the Hierophant here. So look, she thinks she's the Pope. Yeah.
Yeah.
She thinks her word is law. Yeah. Her word is law. Here she is sitting there like the pontificate. But this can also represent Duc Clarange, or maybe in terms of what she is supposed to kind of maybe glean or help him with in terms of the more religious rites, shall we say. She's obviously got some kind of, I don't know, some kind of credentials in that sense, or is trying to bring that kind of energy. But this could also be someone who's very self-righteous, very pompous, yeah, likes to pontificate. So she just says, she goes out and kills her puppy and just goes, that's what we did on the farm. Like, really? Psychopath. Right. That's not even Bunny Boiler. At least there was a pot. She's just, massacre. Anyway, after that action, oh dear, look, the poverty card has turned up here. So this is almost like riches to rags. I think anyone, like, they may have looked at her like this before, but after this incident, I think it's like flat. I mean, really, you're going to vote for someone that shoots puppies? Even the most hardcore.
And he knows too, even though he doesn't care, he knows too.
Yeah.
Just disgraceful. So since then, look, 10 of Wands, things have got a lot harder. Yeah. Things have got a lot more difficult and a lot more complicated since that ridiculous, that revelation, shall we say. If we look here, 5 of Wands, everyone pulling in different directions. So again, the card comes back. Do you see how Spirit's listening in? Political division, not sure what to do now about the campaign, who's going to be VP, etc. It's really put a cat amongst the pigeons. I mean, it's pretty obvious, wasn't it? And then here we've got the Queen of Cups. So guess what? There could be some more revelations or secrets, or maybe Duck Larange has got her on because she knows juicy stuff, because the Queen of Cups is a very creative card, but it can also be talking about a female that has secrets. Now, we know if there's one thing Duck Larange loves, it's a secret and it's juice and dirt.
Right.
He may have got her on because he believed he was going to get something juicy out of her. He may have already got that juicy stuff, and now she might be discarded, you see, because of this kind of, conflict. So all is not well.
No.
But she's certainly not done herself any favors. Shall we see what Shakespeare has to say about this lizard, Kristi?
Kristi Noem.
All right. So, Linda, because you're our guest, what's going to happen is I'm going to flick through the pages, and you just tell me where to stop. And wherever I stop, I read, and that's what Shakespeare thinks of Kristi Noem. Yeah? All right.
Okay.
You just tell me when to stop when you feel the
Stop.
impulse. Oh, all right. Okay, for entertainment purposes only, this is what Shakespeare has to say. It's from A Comedy of Errors. Dissembling harlot, thou art false in all.
Oh my God.
And it's rare to get a female quote from Shakespeare.
Yeah, it's rare to get a female. God. And there it is. And then on the other page is what Marjorie Taylor Greene got. Do you remember? She's a bed swerver. So she's right next to Marjorie Taylor Greene. And then on the previous page from King John, it says she adulterates hourly. Yeah.
I love it. I love it.
So the bard is absolutely clear on what that relationship is, what it means. I mean, the bard never fails. It's remarkable.
The bard never fails.
Right, ladies, shall we quickly squeeze in a Ginni Thomas, because
absolutely
we've not spoken about her for ages. Yeah, so let's have a quick look.
Speaking of a weirdo.
Indeed. So this is coming from Sharon Donnelly. So she says, hi, Hogarth.
I see Jack Smith's eye in her. I'm telling you, whether the trial Trump's not going to win. Just take that off the table. But when he gets the January 6th and gets them on starting that insurrection, he plans on going back and getting Marjorie Taylor Greene, all those others, and she's one of them.
Oh, interesting. So Sharon Donnelly says, says, hi, Hogarth and ladies. She says, congratulations again on your latest book, and Linda G's too. Ah, that's sweet of her. She says, the fake electors in Arizona have been indicted. So my goodness, it's really getting juicy now. Ginny, I remember the eclipses as well just happened. You remember I said leaders, people of prominence will face stuff. Ginni Thomas was actively in conversations with Mark Meadows while the fake electors were organizing and meeting. Will these indictments lead to Ginni's too?
Ginni Thomas.
We have to read on it. It's been a long time since we've read Ginni.
Ginni Thomas. Remember that smirk on her face when she went to testify?
Yeah. She's probably a closet puppy killer too.
Yeah. I how she called who was that woman that made some sort of comment about him, and it was she called her in the middle of the night and made her take it back.
Oh,
her
really?
birthday is February 23rd, 1957.
Okay.
February 23rd. I can tell you the sun sign in Indian. 1 minute, let me have a look. I can tell you the sun sign in Vedic. So I have to literally haul over this huge.
You do that while we're reading. I can go if you want. These cards are crystal clear. Okay, the sun will totally expose
all the lies.
what she's done. I think this is Jack Smith. If you imagine Jack Smith in a plaid shirt, there you go.
Hello, I can imagine them anyway.
And he's working out how he can do it, you know.
Is he wearing boxers or briefs?
I'm going to say boxers.
Right.
And he is going to go for her. There will be some sort of plea deal that she won't want, but it's that or jail. I think at the end of the day, he'll just let her off the hook in some way. She's not going to go to jail, but this is justice. You know.
I love it.
Wow.
And I'm getting, her husband's trying to protect her. There's a lot of back and forth going on. They know they're in trouble.
Good.
They know, even with the money thing, they're thinking, oh, we don't need to talk to you, but they will have to talk because look what's coming down the road. Justice.
Yeah, both good
No
justice.
place to go. Stuck, not able to move forward. The outcome card is the Tower. Because they're the types. One time I went to see a show in San Francisco with my boyfriend. And while we were coming down the stairs, this grand couple with minks and everything were standing, blocking everybody's way to be able to come down the stairs. And they were talking about, shall we go to La something and have a duck or peasant or something? And just, you know, so involved with themselves. They didn't care that and the guy behind me said, what a bunch of pigs. And they didn't even flinch. And that's what I think of Ginni Thomas. And
Yes.
Mr.
Wow.
I like to park my 10-wheeler in a Walmart parking lot. He's so full of it.
In the disabled parking.
Yeah.
Wow. So I just lost my train of thought. This. So has everyone pulled their
Yeah,
cards
we've
yet?
done.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. And you said she was born, was it February 23rd? Did you say?
February 23rd, 1957.
Okay, so February 23rd makes her in Vedic. Let me just double check. February 23rd. Yes, so she in Vedic, she is Aquarius sun sign. Aquarius, which is quirky. Yeah, remember that, quirky. And we've got almost 4,000 here. So I'm going to do my reading and then
4,000 in the room, you guys.
it's just gone into 4,000. Thank you
How
so much
exciting.
everyone for joining us. Much appreciated. And I would love to have clicked on more comments, but you know, the traffic, it was just better to stick on my phone. So here we are. Here's Ginni Thomas looking at
Oh, the same card.
again, back. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? ROI, the card of ROI, as I call it, return on investment. She's literally put money into to facilitate the whole insurrection. She really was one of the main players. She's been sowing these seeds for donkeys. She used to be in a cult once upon a time before. I'm not going to hold that against her. Many people fall into cults. In fact, one of my friends who I knew for years disappeared into a cult. But if you get out of a cult and you try and live a normal life and then you get back into an even bigger one, I'm sorry, I don't have time for you. Yeah, like, come on.
Yeah.
So here we are. Page of Pentacles, Page of Cups, which I refer to as Stinky Fish, as we all know. So she might have an unpleasant message. Message might come for her in the post, maybe a court summons of some kind. Watch this space. A message that might make her feel a bit lost and a bit distraught and a bit upset. Yeah. So there's a sense of loss or betrayal. Maybe she might be being held account at some point. Here's Jack Smith. Yeah, here we are with the upstanding, ace of wands. So again, wanting to bring something forward. Sometimes though, the way I interpret this card is it can be like literally being hit over the head.
That's what I was
club.
just feeling, like boom.
Yeah, because this is why she's upset. So it's almost like pow, yeah, pow.
Yeah.
And it's going to leave her in a quandary. She's not going to be sure which way to turn and what
I got that too, the two of them. Yeah, I got the same thing.
Yeah.
Indeed. So interesting that, isn't it?
Interesting.
Ladies, can you believe it? The time has gone. We've already gone quite over already.
Well, it was so much fun. Thank you for inviting me.
And thank you so much for coming on. It's been a buzz.
Good luck with Lady G. And let me know if you need me again as a stand-in.
Well, yes, I think if you're free next week, I think you are free next week, aren't you? Brilliant. We'll have you back on to be continued. That went too quick, didn't it, guys?
That sure did. That went too quick.
Fast, but we have to try and keep it to the
sizzling. I could smell the hot bacon coming off my
and I'm hungry.
Thank you,
indeed. And Lena needs to eat, bless her. She's gonna need her coffee and stuff like that. So guys, we will see you again next week. We'll have Linda back on next week. Thank you so much for joining us. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much for all the generous donations. Thank you to everyone as well who's been buying our books as well. Not only my book, but also Linda's. I'm so enjoying the read. And I love the front cover as well. Very classy, very chic.
Hannah took that in the back seat, in the backyard. I was just standing back there and she took it.
Oh, yes, it's really good. And Lena, a pleasure as always. So get yourself some breakfast, some coffee, and everyone, we will see you next week. Mwah. Big love and bye-bye for now.
Big love.
Bye.
See you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.